Do people actually use the Nintendo Switch's basic white theme? Yeah, I mean, you don't see it often, but I asked you guys this question, and 13% use the basic white theme, while 87% use the basic black theme, with a small percentage of you guys using custom themes, ya hackers. But that's not the point. Listen, I like both themes, but it seems like the people who use the basic white theme like it for nostalgia, or the fact that almost every other Nintendo console used a white theme. Almost.
Hello everyone, this is Magbo Gaming here, and I'm back on Angry Guy's channel, up to be commentating another Nintendo Switch 2 related video. Before we get started, as always, be sure to check out Angry Guy on Rumble in the description below if you want to hear more freedom of speech. He doesn't hold back his curses and all that stuff. He has exclusive content there that you will not find on YouTube, especially his live streams. Check it out in the description below. And also the Angry Crypto Academy for those who want to invest into crypto and want to be able to know exactly what crypto coins will be most recommended for you to check out and invest in for you to secure your future wealth. So, yep, do not let anyone else tell you that you will own nothing and be happy. This is a way to combat and survive against the old digital future. Anyways, so today's video is gonna be from the YouTuber Rotten Apple. And this is a very interesting one. I haven't seen it myself yet, so it'll be a fresh commentary out of me. And I'm not gonna know exactly what he's gonna say until we watch it. But yeah, apparently Nintendo lost the plot with the Switch. So let's commentate on this and see what happens.
You want to know what I was most excited about when the Switch 2 was officially announced? If the menus were going to get any love. Come on, who's with me? Somewhere along the way, Nintendo forgot that consoles are supposed to be more than just game launchers. Like seriously, I turn on my Switch and it looks like I just opened up Google Docs.
Yeah, so I think I know where he's getting to here. What's going on is that we used to have like customizable menus. For example, on the 3DS, we used to be able to have custom themes or change the color of the themes and have it more personalized for our taste. But now, just like every single profile on the most popular internet websites like Facebook and YouTube, Twitter, and all that stuff, everyone's pages are pretty much exactly the same. They're out of character, they just look bland. It's just a game launcher, like he says. It's just definitely not the same like it used to. That much I will know for sure.
But surely with the Switch 2 taking almost a decade to release, everything should be ironed out. Okay, alright, here it is. The moment of truth, everybody. The grand follow-up to the most popular modern console in history. Let's see what you got. What's that? Music on my modern Nintendo device?
Now, why is it that Nintendo no longer has music on their eShop or even on the menu and stuff? I mean, on the 3DS, you can do all that. On the Wii U, that happens as well. And I like listening to the beat of the music in the menu before I start the game. Kind of has like this ambient type of music that feels like it could pump you up in the mood to play something, I guess you could say. And especially the eShop, like the one on the Switch is super bland. It doesn't have music whatsoever. It's very laggy. On the Wii U one, wow, that was amazing, man. And 3DS one is great as well. But what happened with the Switch that they really made it bare bones? I get it, yeah. Nintendo is not what they used to be.
It's beautiful. It's a great sign of what's... Come. What happened to the music? No, this can't be. It's the same layout, the same emptiness, the same themes, same square.
Yeah, so if Nintendo could have put music in the very beginning of you launching the Switch 2 for the very first time, like they had music there, why won't they have music in the menu? Or at least allow us to put a custom music there. Yeah, you have Nintendo Music, yeah, that ain't gonna cut it because that's just a separate app. That's not even on the Switch console itself, but on your smartphone, an app. I just wonder, yeah, is Nintendo Music on the Switch, like the app itself? Because I haven't checked that yet. Let me know in the comment section below, because I'm curious to check it out. But I don't think so. I think this is just a mobile app thing, just like the Nintendo News and stuff like that. Doesn't make sense that those apps are not on the Switch too, right? So yeah, this is just focused on games. I get it, but if that was the case, why 450 bucks? Why wouldn't it be like 300 or 350, while the other Switch One would have been much cheaper than that today? Yeah, it's like there's not a lot of value in what we're spending these days. They jack up the price, but they don't add value to those things. They just do it because they can, and they can still sell, and people are still gonna buy it from them because they're Nintendo. They are too big to fail, and they don't have to put themes as well. They don't have to put music in the background. Yeah, apparently no one's complaining about that, right? Well, I have a problem with it because you used to be good with the 3DS. The 3DS had music, it had themes, it was customized, and you didn't even have to mod it in order for you to do that at the time. So, yeah, if you mod the Switch or Switch 2, pretty sure you could add custom themes. But, well, Nintendo don't want you to modify your Switch 2 or even Switch 1, but mostly Switch 2 because, well, it'll be bricked. You won't be able to do much, all for the sake of wanting custom themes. It sucks, honestly.
Oh, they rounded the squares, everybody. That's what they did after almost a decade. They rounded the squares.
Yeah, the Switch 2's menu is barely any different from the Switch 1. Like, it's so bland, it's so boring. It's like, doesn't feel like a new console. It just feels like a Switch Pro that people was talking about back in 2020. And that could have been the Switch Pro right there. That could have been released like 3 years ago. And whatever Nintendo Switch 2 or successor console should have been something way different. A lot better menu, but nope, it's all the same. It's all the same crap because I think they still want the Switch 1 to be alive 100%, right? Or they're gonna kill off the Switch 1 eventually.
Sup, Rotten? How did we go from consoles that felt like digital playgrounds to something that feels like a kiosk at an airport? It doesn't make sense. Have you ever left your Wii idle to vibe with the shop channel music? They went crazy on the Wii soundtrack, man. And don't get me started on the handhelds, the jingles. The customization, the rotating game icons, blowing on it made it go faster. Please don't take that out of context.
Okay, so as you can see, you did notice that these older Nintendo console had more character in it, had more vibrant and life into it, and it felt unique that nobody else has tried it before. It felt more fun. It felt more awesome. This was around the time that Iwata was the president of Nintendo of Japan. And I think that he came up with all these ideas so it could be a funner console to play on. But I feel that if Iwata was still alive right now, we would have definitely still have themes on the Switch 1 and 2. We would have had music. We would have had a better eShop and all that stuff. There's just no excuse for all the screw-ups that they're doing right now. There's literally no excuse.
The Switch 2. Go ahead, turn it on.
Boring.
Sit in silence, like you're watching a microwave heat up your food. Actually, no. Microwaves are way more exciting because at least there's a thrill involved, especially in the middle of the night. Ooh, I almost woke everybody up. Welcome to the modern Nintendo experience, everybody, where your console plays some of the most joyful games ever made, but has the personality of a smart TV menu. The issue here isn't just about...
Have you noticed that a lot of the modern menus today, yep, I'm thinking about TV, computers, smart devices, and all that stuff. Yeah, I think Nintendo's trying to replicate those. And you can't even have a background image on your Switch 2 like you could on your Windows desktop, on your phone, I guess you could say. The TV, I don't think too much, honestly. I remember back in the PS3 days, you could have a background menu. I mean, a background picture in your menu. Same with the PSP. I don't think you could do that with the Vita. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think you could do it there. But the whole fact of the matter is, the Vita, at least they have their custom themes and everything, so it feels like very unique to each other, so I guess it passed there. And then with the Switch and Switch 2, there's no custom themes. Black and white, that's it, you know. It's just, oh, open the menu, get it quickly. You remember MySpace? You remember YouTube back in the old days where you could have a background picture of anything you want? You could have your own themes, like color themes and stuff, and now everything is bland. But back in those days, I remember, because I'm old enough to remember, I'm a millennial. Definitely I remember all those custom things you could put there. There used to be a messaging system on YouTube. There used to be a way where you could interact in the comments on the profile. None of those is even a thing anymore. So bland, boring, it's the same crap, and we're all accustomed to it at this point, right? We are all freaking accustomed to it at this point. And that's the sad reality about it. Eventually, all this stuff that's happening right now that we're complaining about, we're gonna be accustomed to it and we're not gonna complain about it as much anymore. That's the new normal, unfortunately.
Menu music though. It's the entire approach. There's no sense of identity, no flair, no soul. The Switch is the best-selling modern console of all time and the most bland feeling. 8 years in, and your only menu options for customization of the home screen are dark mode and flashbang. Where are the themes? So where's the community? Remember Miiverse? A place where people genuinely made art, shared discoveries, and said
R.I.P. Miiverse, man. R.I.P. man. Miiverse was a lot of fun. I didn't fully utilize it myself, but I saw a lot of creative art people made in that thing. And wow, it was amazing. There were a lot of great art. Remember when you were playing Splatoon 1 on Wii U? And you see people making a lot of Miiverse arts there. It felt more vibrant and stuff. And once they took it down, it was bland, boring and stuff. What is Splatoon 2 and 3 now on Switch? You don't have any of those Miiverse stuff because they discontinued Miiverse back in like 2017, right? And now it's like all bland and boring, but you remember the Miiverse. You could actually message people. People had username for Nintendo console, not those friend codes and stuff. Yeah, I remember all that stuff. And Nintendo definitely crapified the whole thing. Isn't the future supposed to be much better, and anything that's not broken you don't fix? I'm just not looking forward to the future. I'm going to be honest with you. It looks like the future is going to be even more bland, and no one's going to be different from one another. Everyone's going to be the same. Everyone's going to be NPC. That's kind of what the old digital future wants from us.
Hey guys, in a world pushing you to own nothing and be happy, crypto is your key to survival. Join Angry's Crypto Academy to master buying, selling, and trading crypto. Make huge profits and safeguard your wealth. Plus, discover the one crypto virtually no one is talking about, poised to create new millionaires in the upcoming bull run. The link is in the description of the video below. Go check it out now.
Do people actually use the Nintendo Switch's basic white theme? Yeah, I mean, you don't see it often, but I asked you guys this question, and 13% use the basic white theme, while 87% use the basic black theme, with a small percentage of you guys using custom themes, ya hackers. But that's not the point. Listen, I like both themes, but it seems like the people who use the basic white theme like it for nostalgia, or the fact that almost every other Nintendo console used a white theme. Almost.
things in front of the entire Earth? All right, that would obviously need some tweaking, but now we get a news tab that no one selects on purpose. Oh, but we can change our profile pictures in its background. Crumbs. They give you crumbs.
Bro, yeah, you could change your profile pic, but what? What for? You cannot have a custom profile pic. You have to spend some sort of coins to get certain profile pic of certain games. I mean, it's better than nothing for sure. You could have a profile pic of your me in different poses, but if you want it outside of the Nintendo ecosystem, like a very custom one, unique to you, you're not gonna have that, unfortunately.
And watch you bask in it. It feels like as Nintendo got more and more successful, they started cutting more and more of the fat, but also the flavor. Like they've opened up a 5-star restaurant and slowly turned it into a vending machine.
Do you remember when Nintendo was struggling with the Wii U and 3DS, mostly Wii U, and they actually did their hardest to please the fan so they could get them to pay attention to their console, like giving stuff that the fans truly want. Once they became super successful, they could do whatever the heck they want and they'll still be successful. People are not gonna complain, and that's the problem with Nintendo being successful, because they're not the same Nintendo like they used to be, for sure.
Switch UI works, it does. It's functional, but it's missing that extra bit of Nintendo weirdness that we all know and love. That cube was quite the charmer, wasn't it? With a little handle, like what you doing with a handle? It's so cute. Like trying to find all the different combinations for startups was so fun. Like I remember just constantly restarting my GameCube just to figure this stuff out. Like, did you know you can hold 4 Z buttons with friends and you get a cool Japanese themed alternative intro? Unnecessary? Absolutely. But memorable? 100,000%. Then there was the Nintendo.
Yeah, you don't get any of that with the Switch anymore, do you? It's just not the same, right? You know, yeah, like I said, the consoles itself, even though the older console had a lot more character, had its unique goofiness in it, and they didn't have to do it, but they did it because, you know, I guess they were having a little fun with the project and they just wanted to add to it.
DS. From the click of the stylus to the ability to change your menu color, even the PictoChat app was part of the fun. Making and sharing flip notes, and let's not forget DS Download Play. Sharing.
Oh yeah, by the way, DS Download Play, I do have a video explaining on that. In the description below, you could check it out as well. In my Magbo gaming channel, I have a video in one of my latest uploads talking about DS Download Play and 3DS Download Play. Let's not forget, yeah, he mentioned earlier PictoChat and Flipnote Studios. Oh god, I remember that. You could be as creative as you wanted in Flipnote Studios, making so many types of drawing, recording a lot of sound effects and stuff, and you know, you could be very creative with that stuff. I didn't fully utilize it as well. Like, I was kind of lazy to be that creative, but you get the idea. You could be as creative if you want to there. And PictoChat, you could chat locally via wireless with several people. I think that there was also a chat system in a game called Clubhouse Games on the DS as well. So you can't really chat at all on the Switch by text. It's just now literally that Nintendo's bringing back the video and voice chat feature. Yeah, the Discord-like game chat thing. That's like the only thing they bring back, and they act like it's new technology, which is not, obviously. Yeah, so Nintendo's missing that identity. They've forgotten what they used to be, and they don't pick up and improve upon it for the long term. No, they remove all the social interaction for Nintendo because of certain bad people using it to get to kids. Those certain bad actors, and then making every single one of us pay the consequences, even though it's not most of our faults. It's stupid. I remember Flopnote as well on the 3DS. You could send letters to each other, custom ones as well. What happened to that?
Mario Kart wirelessly with your broke friends? Like, yes, we matter too. The 3DS took the concept even further. Animated icons, customizable folders, and full-on themes. Even some with background music from their respective franchises. The Zelda theme alone made your handheld feel like you had a device shipped straight from Hyrule. And then there was Street Pass with the charming.
Yeah, like I said about the custom themes, it's amazing like how much you can do with it. And now let's get to Street Pass as well, because Street Pass was another great feature that brought the community together, and it was unique. Nobody else tried it before. I mean, PS Vita kind of tried with Nier, but that didn't work out too much, but you get the idea.
Music and your plaza filling up with little me's from your daily commute. Nothing gave me more joy than opening my 3DS and realizing I walked by like-minded, cultured nerds on my way home from school. Like, come on. The Wii family gave us an actual channel ecosystem. You had the Me channel, the News channel, the Forecast channel, and of course, the Wii Shop channel.
I just want to say this here. Nintendo used to be very innovative at bringing the community together. They had all these apps that they have in order for gamers to communicate with other gamers in many different unique ways. And that's how the Nintendo community is all together. But now literally Nintendo has stripped all those away, and now everyone's like isolated in their own bubbles. Now like that is the new normal. Like there is no social features unless you're talking about paying subscription fees in order to connect with people online. Yes, you remember all those social features, online feature, and everything else that was on 3DS and Wii U? Guess what? There is no subscription on any single one of them. Like literally every single feature from there was free. You just needed a local wireless or an internet connection, the basic Wi-Fi, and there you go. Now everything is a freaking subscription these days. And stuff are not the same anymore. And people are normalizing that these days. Man, I really miss the old times, man. I wish they came back.
All with different music, all with different vibes. I've had the Nintendo Switch family in my home for years, and they feel like strangers to me. Like, who are you? Basic features like folders or themes, things that we had on the 3DS over like 15 years ago, are missing or barely implemented. And this is a $500 plus console, priced competitively with the PS5 and Xbox Series X, both of which offer way more in terms of UI personality and customization. You might be thinking, all right, but who cares? I buy consoles to play games, not listen to menu music. Sure, but when you normalize mediocrity, you invite more of it. Like, why are people so happy with paying more for less? I don't get it.
They're charging you monthly fees for many things, but they're not adding as much values as they used to. And before, we didn't got charged that much fees or subscriptions or whatever for a lot of these features that are sociable. And we had more value back then. Make that make sense. When it comes to outside gaming, when it comes to like the menu and everything, like if you don't want to play a game, what else can you do with it on the Switch? Big fat nothing, right? It's just settings and stuff. Just, you know, basic settings. But without a game on other consoles, it felt like a smartphone. Kind of felt like a smartphone in some ways.
Consoles gave you little joys between games. PlayStation and Xbox had their own little flares, theme systems, achievement sounds, snappy UIs. Even the PS5, as emo as it is, still gives you ambiance. Nintendo used to be the king of cozy. The Switch, however, feels like a landlord. It lets you in, but only because you paid. The soul matters, because when a device feels fun, you want to pick it up more. You want to explore. That's how people build memories. That's how devices become nostalgic. Tell me, who's going to feel nostalgic about this? Does this feel special to you? Honestly. And the saddest part, this is fixable. It's not even a tall order. Themes, they already had that on 3DS. Just do that. You can even put it behind the point system on Nintendo Switch Online if you want. People will still pay.
Yep, I could agree with that. Because there are themes that were for sale digitally on the 3DS eShop, and you were able to choose which themes you want on your 3DS. And yeah, people happily paid for it so they could customize their 3DS. That's not a problem. Yeah, the point cards could have been used for you to pay for these themes as well. Like if you purchase more game, you get certain platinum points. If you take surveys or whatever, yeah, like you could reward them with themes and stuff. But Nintendo don't do that anymore. I don't see Nintendo ever bringing back themes. But if someone somehow can actually push them to do so, hopefully we could see change in the future. And I'm talking about positive change, not negative change.
Bring back background music, or even better, let people pick their own, like in Smash Ultimate. Give us folders like on the 3DS. Let us sort through our vast library of downloaded games that we accumulated over the years so they don't feel like thumbnails on a printer settings menu. You're Nintendo. You make games with more love and polish than entire studios combined. Unless it's Pokemon for some reason. So why not apply 1% of that charm to your OS? The Switch 2 is finally here. Please don't continue making it feel like another glorified Android tablet. This is your flagship. Make it sing. Literally. Add a tune. A startup jingle. Add something. Look, I love my Switch. The games are still incredible. It's probably my favorite console in terms of pure discography. But in terms of soul, it's a blank sheet of paper. When I booted up my Switch 2 for the first time, that should have been exciting. It should have hit me. But instead, I felt nothing. The first time I ever felt that getting a brand new Nintendo console. And that's new. That's not Nintendo. But hey, maybe I'm just a boomer now. Maybe I'm just nostalgic for the days when consoles wanted to be more than just delivery systems for games. But I don't think I'm alone. We don't want soulless tech. We want magic. And if there's any company on earth that knows how to deliver magic, it's Nintendo. They just need to remember how. What do you think about
Yeah, I think so too. Like, I feel that Nintendo could fix this easily if they wanted to, and make the Switch a much own console. I mean, if you're going to make Switches being super pricey, at least add more value to it so it could justify the price that we're paying for it, because it gets us more excited to want to buy your products. Because if you don't change anything, you just raise the price, it just doesn't feel the same anymore. And like, I'm not excited to get new consoles anymore, like at this point. Like, you're not adding any values to what you are selling. Okay, so I'm gonna end the commentary here. So basically, I would say in conclusion, Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 menus sucks. It's just bland and boring. And when you look back at the 3DS and Wii U days, they had music in the background. They had the Miiverse. They had the swap node. They had all those social features that people can play wirelessly, locally. Like, people can bring out their console and they can make new connections this way. It motivates them to make new connections with people and open up to other people and get to... Now everything is like, everyone's isolated. No one even tries to like open up to people anymore. And these apps back in the day, they brought people together. I used to meet so many new friends back in the day through Street Pass and other stuff like that. And through games and communities and all that stuff. It feels like partially the community is dying. I know there's ways around it today, but the quick and easy effect is slowly dying, and then people have to like be very creative in order to like make new friends today. Like, these devices are more encouraging you to be isolated from people instead of like bringing people together, because the top elites, they see that if people unite, then they become a threat to the government. But if people divide, then they won't be much of a threat to the government. So that's something we need to have. We need to have change. We need to have something very popular that actually encourages us to bring people back together for real. Something new and exciting. We're not talking about no Minecraft or Fortnite or Roblox and stuff. Oh, hell no. Especially not Roblox. Yeah, so what you guys think of this commentary? Hopefully that opens your mind a little bit on what's going on. Hopefully in the future there'll be change to these devices where it will seem like more personalized to you and more fun. But they don't want us to be individuals. They want us to be just like everyone else, so we don't have much to do against them. And, you know, we be their puppets and stuff. It sucks, and these guys are winning. These guys are literally winning, and that sucks. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed. Check out my channel below, Magbo Gaming. If you want to check out my videos that has to do with gaming discussion, me showing off my game collection, hunting down video games for my collection as well. And guys, check out also the Angry Crypto Academy if you want to learn how to invest in crypto and know which cryptos to invest in. Check out also his Rumble channel where he does a lot more contents that are uncensored, literally. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one, and take care. Magbo Gaming out. Bye-bye.